Okay, everybody, thank you for joining me. The probable thing that you clicked on was the thumbnail. And the reason why I put that like that is because I found this place a little while ago, and I thought I'd show it around, especially since I've discovered a couple new things about it. Now, of course, if we really must be honest, that's north. I guess I'm going to call this thing the Sword of Poseidon, or sorry, the Trident, even though it's downwards. But it has the three, maybe it's a sword, I don't know, the Sword of Damocles or the Sword of Adam. Where am I? Okay, maybe I should show you that too. We've got the Eye of the Sahara, the Eye of Africa, way up here. Now, according to what Plato wrote, there was a level plain. Now, these mountains always seem to be around, right? There's a bedrock there. But what you have here is a big plain. And at the lower end of it is where we are. We're at the bottom end of this plain. Now, I believe these are some type of a, like, canal that existed. And the reason why, because these two other rivers, the one that's creating the Trident, let me just put that level just so we can have a reference, because I didn't want to go. It's very hard to navigate this thing. I don't know if that's the best, most flattest, but if we go up here to the top, you can see that it goes into the edge pretty well. The reason why I want to do that is because I don't want to pull out like my little protractor to show you that there's a little notch right here, and that notch goes straight down, and this is actually 90 degrees. Now, this little thing here, this little line here is also straight. Was there some type of a canal system going through here? And that's before any flooding. I mean, look at this breach here. What is breaching what? Do you think that this line is breaching the river? Or do you think that the river is breaching this straight line? And down over here, you can also see it again. Let me make sure that I'm actually streaming. I have a thing here. Any comments? Any? At least I have sound. This breach here. What? So it seems like it's working. Now, this line doesn't just stop there. I mean, if you look closely, you can see that it looks like a natural creation. I don't see why that would be man-made right there. But it keeps going and going. Now that one kind of stops, but in my belief, when it flooded, this whole area here was different. We've got a lot of mountain ridges. Oh, I forgot to prepare one thing. Today my computer is acting much better. If I go way out, that means I can zoom in here. And we can get the topographical layout of that whole area. So as you can see, where I am is actually the highest point in that whole area. This white area here is 2,152 feet above sea level. And then this line here shows it drops down to 686. The yellow, the green is 427, so that's way low. So this is much higher. These are the Adrar Mountains. And the Adrar Mountains go through this whole area. This is the highest point. That's probably why we can still see it. In my opinion, and here it is again here, those high mountains, that's where you can see these residual canals. You can see them up by the eye as well. I'll show you later really quickly. Now the thing is, there's also a lot of parallel lines to this. I've always wondered if the offset of the circle of megalithic sites, which is about 23 and a half degrees off. Now, how far off if I'm down here? It's kind of hard to tell. I can't really tell my degrees of change, but there's 360. If I click on it, it moves from this to this. How many is that? Is that 23 and a half? It's pretty close because the whole thing is 90. So from here to here is about 30. Maybe it's 23. Maybe, even though I don't believe that Atlantis was different from our North Pole, I do believe that there were previous North Poles, previous axes to the Earth, and I think that that could have been 40,000 years ago. So these canals, these pre-existing canals, could be that old. They could have endured several cataclysms. But this direction seems to be a common thing here. If you look, you can see other lines that are going the same direction. Now let me move it back because I kind of like to be able to match it to the top of the browser, the top edge of the browser. I should probably, it's kind of difficult to let go of the stupid button. There we go. I'm dealing with a wireless mouse. Now, first of all, you've got that 90-degree angle, and even if you just count the two little things going on here, even if you look at that, it's like a 90-degree angle. And it goes down and down and down. What is that edge? Is that the edge of some former canal shore? And this is all filled in with mud? I mean, this is really big. This is a tree, so we're talking about a really large area. But if you measure that distance, you're talking about a straight line perpendicular to the sword that's 1.7 miles long. Even longer if you meet this notch. Now, that's a pretty hard, crusty piece of foundation there, so that means it's older than the so-called canal. I admit that. Could there have been such a thing? Look how straight that line goes for a long time. There it goes through this mountain. It cuts through. And that's bedrock. And it cuts right through. That far away. How far is that? If I go to the beginning of the sword, and I do it, let's just be fair and go there. That's 16 kilometers. That's 10 miles. There's also other weird level things. Look at this dam up here. It's just interesting to me that this dam is also almost the same. Was there some type of a previous structure there that they kept? I think that's just coincidental. But is it coincidental that there's other structures over here going through the rock? What about this one? Right over here. Why would that go through there when they could have just gone right around? Was there a reason for this? And that's about a mile long. How would oh, that's 4 miles long. How would erosion cause that when you've got the natural activity happening here? This is two events, right? These are two geological events, if it's natural, if it's not man-made. However, Plato wrote that it was man-made, that it was worked by the hands of man, the kingdom. You can see it go right through there. It's just weird. Is that geological? Going all the way over there? 10 miles away, it just happens to fit. Just like the interesting roads that I showed you in South Africa, actually Lesotho. Please see my previous video for that. Now, without changing the angle, let's go visit the Eye of Africa and see if we can see any matching parallel lines there. Now, the canals that I know are over here. I don't see anything matching. It's kind of interesting. There's a canal there that's so thick. It's about 4 miles long, so straight. That's kind of similar, right? Maybe that turned into the same lines. Look at that shoreline right there. Now, I believe this whole area was an ancient lake. So maybe it's all a long shot. Oops. Well, that messed everything up. Let me just go back to the north. Now, I have mentioned before that there are parallel canals here, and here. And these parallel canals are actually look like they're the different direction. Let me go the same way. Here. See, that doesn't add up. But they are parallel. They are parallel. I've already done a video on that. One is there, one is there. So these canals did exist. I kind of think that was a canal. See, look at that. Now that lines up with my sword. Let me first align it. There. Now this canal is really messed up, so it's probably not a canal. But it is a straight line going through there. It's very ancient if it is a canal. And that's that little glob. But let's just see if it lines up with my sword. No. This kind of looks like the Swan constellation, or the vulture that's on stone 46, is it? From the vulture. I mean, I have to rearrange it. I'd have to change the orientation there. But it kind of reminds me of that as well. It's quite the straight line, though. And we follow around and find other straight lines that are parallel to it. Could be wrong. Seems like these things that are going through these rocks are also in the same direction over here. Don't know why they would go through these rocks. I guess it's all natural and I'm crazy. Oh, this is that other place that I discovered. Why do they have almost a perfect cross with maybe ancient canals in the bedrock, the highest points? These canals filling with water, going over the mountains. Some type of a water, a seaworthy culture. This is all near the Eye of the Sahara, which is right there. This is all together. This is all in one area. It all got flooded, so all this could have changed. This is the mountain, so there were some residual things, but yeah, it also got covered with water. It also got covered with water, that's for sure. This whole area got covered with water, for sure. Got washed away. Also, I think an asteroid hit right here. But check my other video. Alright, let me see where I'm at. Do I have chats? Ah, there we are. Hello. Thank you for the comments. Yeah, well, I just thought that thing was shaped like a... I was going to say a sword, but why not the Poseidon Trident? Because it kind of looks like a trident. Thanks for joining. What was the other one? Nali. Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining. Where are we here? 13 minutes. I'm not going to be talking much longer. I just wanted to say that, yeah, the images that I prepared for this were here. And let me grab that. So here's today's screenshot of this weird formation in the ground. It looks like a residual canal going straight, breached by two rivers, and then disappearing into mountains, basically, on both sides. You know, I think that these mountains got rearranged during the cataclysm. Up top, covering up the canals. The other picture that I wanted to mention was this Chris Tolworthy video. I mean, he had some data here. It's kind of hard to get it, but I wanted to get it in one of my videos. So the ancient Tamanrasset River did exist right here. We knew that. And here's the Eye of Africa, the Adrar Mountain Plateau. Now, what is this? This is a population of some, I forgot, the Atlantean people, the Atlantis tribe. And they go back, well, this is water levels. I don't know what these yellow dots are. I thought they were a tribe. But so Atlantia was kind of like maybe the whole idea of the separate country or island. You know, Plato calls it an island, but he also refers to diver islands. Isn't it possible that we've got a big, huge river called the Tamanrasset separating Libya and another continent or island? Because Plato mentioned diver islands. And that's what I believe were the islands, maybe the ones out here in the Atlantic Ocean, whether it be the Canaries or the Azores or other islands that may have not even exist anymore. Maybe there were some islands that sank here. But when it comes to where did Atlantis live, Atlantia was a jungle. Libya probably wasn't even a desert, although according to him it became a desert, then plush green, then a desert, and it happens every 10,000 years. So the thing is that Africa's Sahara Desert is definitely has scrubbed the whole area. So I think that, I mean, yeah, the Atlantia that Herodotus wrote about probably was south of a desert, because that was only 5,000 years ago. But I think it was still kind of plush. I think we still had a lot of jungles up in the Sahara area, in the mountains especially, pine trees, whatever. All right, let me go the other way. There's one more picture here. No, that was it. I don't know what those dots are. I still haven't figured that out. I thought that was there's the Pillars of Hercules. But when we talk about Plato writing about going beyond the Pillars of Hercules, beyond means, in my opinion, the other side. Now, this is the translations I've seen online. No, I haven't translated the Greek, but I believe that my translation was pretty sound. Beyond the Pillars of Hercules. You don't just go straight out in the ocean and find mud. Mud is where land is. The mud was so great, ships could not pass. The Tamanrasset was here. This is truth. And you can even still see a big old mud island out there that's about 20 kilometers long. So, did it go straight to the concentric circles here? It did not, but I believe that these canals, and I don't know about what the secondary river right here is, but those canals are popping out right here. So this river here, if you look at my ancient maps video, you'll see there were a lot of rivers along here popping out. And they're still there. They could still be. I'd love to take a boat and go along the shore here. I think that would be great. I wonder if I could do it. Anyways, that's about it for this video. Let me go back to the chat and see if anybody's talking about anything. Oh, hi there. Where did I find the map? I found the map in the Chris Tolworthy video. I have that right here for you. Let me just read these and I'll show you that. Oh, we talked on Facebook, huh? Berber names. Oh, great. Yeah, you really helped me. And those craters. I'd like to show you those craters right now. The maps are actually screenshots. I'll show you the video and you can see the screenshots yourself. Where? Did I put it here? Yeah, there it is. The History of Atlantis. Chris Tolworthy. Now, by the way, he now has 70,000 views, and you have to thank me for that. Because he had no views, and then I was having a viral video going on. It has about almost the same amount, actually. And I don't know, maybe he would have still gotten these views because I found him. And he was doing fine, but he really had just like 3,000 or 4,000 views, and he did not even have 1,000 subscribers. His other videos are not related to Atlantis, kind of like me. So he did do a nice presentation here, and the pictures we're talking about are right about here. There's the mud bank, safe from ocean. I like that because he makes a nice point about that. Why would anybody see? I have a hard time keeping my. Why would anybody? There's a bunch of maps there. I could let it play, but I don't want to be rude. I'll let it play.
like Hanno came to the same place. So even if the Faroese people didn't see what I'm going to describe, Hanno's people would have done. Yet thousands of people, they settled, they were exploring, they were discovering some amazing stuff.
Yeah, anyways, it's kind of hard to hear, so I'm not going to play it. But somewhere around there is a picture that puts that question mark. So he's got a lot of good information, and yeah, I guess he created those maps. He said that in his, he's got a link. I'll give you the link right now. It's right there. No, that's not it. He used to say that it was Creative Commons and anybody can use it. I don't know if he's taken that away. Comments are turned off. I don't know why the comments got turned off either. But I can imagine that people were saying a lot of stuff. Okay, lost that link. I don't know. He used to have a link that went over and it kind of referenced everything. Maybe it's in the video, so check the video. He gives the website, the link maybe right here. Okay, let me get back to this. Well, let me be honest about the Trident. I know that I kind of created clickbait with that. So don't, I mean, yeah, I was just kidding because let's be honest, the river breached this straight line and this river also breached it. And also lots of stuff happened, you know? So, but it really, I just made clickbait. So please forgive me for that. And I do think that the Trident is significant, of course, in North Africa. Look at that 90-degree angle. What is this straight line at a 90-degree angle with a notch right there? And also up higher there's something too, but it's not on this picture. Let's go back to show you, because you encouraged me. Let's go back to in the south. Really? Well, maybe that was something, you know? Okay, first let me straighten this out. So you were saying, oh, I was forgetting. Oh, the craters. Yeah, we talked about the craters. And they are over here right near these canals. So you've got these parallel canals here, and then there's that small crater that's right about here. And you were telling me the name, and I forgot it already. Where is that crater? Maybe it's over here. Yeah, it's right here. Somewhere around here. No? Let me try it. I know it's right here because of this problem with the line in the picture. But I still got lost. It's below this mountain ridge. Maybe it's over here. Anyways, that's the one crater I always have a hard time finding. There's actually several craters. It's not that far down. So I think I need to get closer in. I think it's right in here somewhere. Huh. Can't seem to find that sucker. Maybe it's over here on this side. Oh, there, I think I found it. Right there. There were the two words right there that I asked you about. So meteorite, that's English, and then we have A-O-L-O-L. And then it says glebe, A-O-L-O-L. So I thought that glebe meant meteorite, but it seemed like you told me that had a different meaning. I should take a quick screenshot of that just because I keep losing it. I don't want to, I think I did this already. Alright, yeah, I try to save everything, but now it's getting to a point where I have to go through all my pictures one more time. Okay, one more. Right, I understand that. So heart. Awal, Aulul. And you were saying the other one was, you told me about the name of the city. So the name of this city means underwater. Wadane. Underwater. So I wonder why they have that name underwater for such a long time. Here's another time where you see this line go across two mountains, you know? So underwater, well, this was a river at one time. There must have been a large flood that came down that river, right? Look at that. It's craziness. Look at that river. This is I always say Wadane, Uadan. I think I heard it pronounced correctly once. And I believe this is a crater as well. I believe it's a crater, but I believe that the sediment that got caught up here was a really fine soot, dirt, and it was like a sponge, and when the water left, it just dried up and created these crevices. And I believe that it got filled in. I mean, why would there be such a perfect circle in the middle of nowhere? And the same here, of course. I believe this was a crater from a hit. I'd like to see the data on this, and there's the name, Sebket El Guelb, and I think you said that means, or Gelb, I think you said that means heart. What is this? The giant blue eye. See, these are new, right? The giant blue eye, the Rashat structure. What is this? Temple of Atlas. Who's putting this here? This is new. Temple of Atlas, the giant blue eye, the Eye of Africa. That means the Eye of Africa in probably French. That says Rashat structure. This says Rashat structure there. This says the Eye of Africa in English. So this giant blue eye, what are we doing here? That's interesting, isn't it? I haven't seen that. The giant blue eye. Where's the giant blue eye? Now it disappeared. The giant blue eye. Are they talking about the Eye of Africa? Is it blue? It's giant? I think that must be it, right? I don't think they're talking about whatever it was I was just looking at. The giant blue eye. The Rashat structure. It says it twice, so why do we have so many tags these days? And who put the Temple of Atlas here? It says museum. It's not a museum. Alright. So we don't even have a picture. Alright, well anyways, that's about it, right? So yeah, center, heart is the center. So Wadan, Wadan. Thank you very much for those comments. I'm looking at my time right now, and I've got to finish this stream due to my my schedule. Unfortunately, because it's always a pleasure getting people joining and commenting, and it's also nice to be able to have a nice stream. I don't know if my microphone's too loud. So yeah, The History of Atlantis by Chris Tolworthy. If you look that up, you'll find that very quickly. And he's got a bunch of pictures I think that he created.
Everything in a day or so there's no time to escape, which is exactly the kind of thing that happened multiple times on the coasts of Greece.
Okay, so he's talking about Greece, and he's talking about cataclysms that have occurred over and over again. Well, unfortunately, like I said, I gotta go. Hope you find this video interesting. Where's my map? There was one more thing I was gonna show you, but I think that's about it. Got a lot of new tags here I didn't know about. Got excited for a second there because I thought maybe somebody was doing something, but it looks like there are a bunch of these are all the same, right? They're all the same place. Also, if you're not familiar with this unknown structure here, those if you measure them, are about 5 meters wide. So I'd like to know, maybe that's the Temple of Atlantis. I mean, here's the center island. That's the outer ring number 1. That's outer ring number 2. This is like the edge of the last ring. So I don't really think it would be the Temple of Atlantis, the Poseidon's temple. There's 2 of them. I gotta find it again. One is here, and one is down here. But I believe that there must have been so much flooding, something that small would not have existed. Do you see, this is kind of on a hard line. I don't know. Somebody put it there. That's definitely man-made. And over here you can see more. One is here, right there. Some type of a previous line of rocks. And there's one more again nearby. Right there. Something's going on there. Now is that natural? I don't know, maybe. I want to go there, and my last guess is that this has some type of a... There was one more small one that I was wondering about, but you know, at this point, if we have all these different rings, not just this one structure here, but all these other ones, there's one there, there's one along here. I just lost it again, right? One. Where's the other one? There's one. There's the other. Something. That's where I would walk straight to. That's where I would walk. If I went to the Rishat structure, it's only about 4 kilometers. I would walk the 4 kilometers. I would check this out. I would head due east. I would go from here. I would visit this, the so-called Temple of Atlas. We know this is just a fort. So those things out here, that circle there, that's probably the same as these circles way, way over here. This is probably part of the French fort system as well. Well, it's a lot smaller, right? That's a lot smaller. This is 400 meters above the land. That's 500 meters above the land. When we go here, that is 500 meters. This is a lot bigger. That other thing is, this, if you can measure it right now, this is like 10 meters across. What? What's wrong with this thing? First, let me go to meters. 13 meters. I don't believe that that was Poseidon's temple or Atlas's temple. Also, there's something going on here that we need to check. There's something ancient here. This is something significant. Not sure what, but it's an antiquity of some type. So, I'd like to see what that is. Those are bushes, but what is this? Perhaps this is part of the system that led to an underground Atlantean system. Who knows? Okay, I gotta go. I'm gonna read this first, though. You know what I'm gonna do? I'd like to copy this and paste it into another conversation. Georgia Red Mud, are you even still here? Well, I definitely found a lot of tumuli. Let me put that here because I'm going to close this. It seems like the chats disappear. It's not night here. It's noon. Oh, it's 5 a.m. south of France, huh? Thank you, Redmud. I think I'm missing a few of these comments. Let me read this again. No, I don't think the Rashad is a cradle officially either. I mean, Plato says it was made by man. Is it possible that it was a man-made thing, this thing? That's 25 miles wide. That's 25 miles wide. So is it possible that that was man-made or made by humans? Or was it made by Poseidon, like Plato wrote? Poseidon and Athena, we need to follow these two because this story of Athena did not come from Greece. It came from Egypt. The story of Atlantis also did not come from Greece. It came from Egypt. Yeah, I'd like to see that. I'd love to see those. That's why I saved this, because I want to see this word. Tifinag inscriptions about asteroids. So you're in France. Would I be able to find this information in Mauritania at all? Oops. Interesting. And by the way, you might want to check into sorry, what was I doing? You might want to check into the new cave paintings that are 40,000 years old. Check the Ancient Architects channel. Okay, I'm going to finish reading this after I log off. I got to go. There's definitely a lot of tombs throughout the whole area. Tumuli, we call it, right? But are they tombs? They're all along here, all in the mountains. There's some here. You can easily find them right here. Check this out. That's not them. My computer just slowed down. Alright, I gotta go. Yeah, those tombs, they call them tumulus. They assume that that's where people are buried. It's kind of, wait, let me try one more time. Okay, so it's kind of like where this dust crosses, I thought. Maybe it's right here? No? Actually, my computer slowed down, unfortunately. Maybe it's down here. There's a whole bunch of them. They're everywhere, actually, but the ones here are kind of hard to find. And I don't believe that they're that old. I believe that the flood would have washed them away, so they must be younger than the flood. Post-diluvian or diluvian. Antediluvian means pre-flood, so post-diluvian or diluvian, after the flood. I want to make sure I'm saying the right word. And the thing is they are up in the mountains, so if there's any chance that they didn't get washed away by a flood, it would be up in the mountains, right? Thing is that I believe that they're kind of nearby where other current populations are living, so I think that they're not very old. But the thing is that they're actually, these tumuli are all over the Sahara, and I have to thank Anthony Tunsall or Zero Control. Okay, I'm going to have to finish this. I got to go, guys. I got to go. So, sorry, I'm getting distracted by some noises. I got to go. So, you also mentioned to search about Atlantis. So, I'll search that really quick, and then I got to go. I got to stop this video. Atlantis George? What's Atlantis George? Oh, Georgios? That doesn't look like it. I don't think so. That guy? Plato Project. I guess you're talking about that. I think I've seen that before. Alright, gotcha. Thank you so much. I gotta go, guys. Have a good day.